welcome back to the Fanvestor Report, a weekly podcast covering the business of celebrity that fans want in on. I'm your host, Jezlan Moyet, a fellow fan and investor. Let's catch up on the latest for the fans of the world of entertainment, tech, entrepreneurship, and wellness. Big names are making big investments into alternative and vegan brands. There is a new apothecary in town. The most fashionable vegan menu will now make its statement. Kylie plans to celebrate her birthday cruelty-free, and Gordon Ramsay votes for oats. This and more on today's episode of the Fanvestor Report, featuring interviews with the founder of one of the hottest sustainable beauty travel brands, The Palette by Pack, and Jean Stone, the best-selling author who has reached millions with important ideas about how to work, live, and thrive while investing in their own personal wellness. He'll share latest insight from his book, 72 Reasons to be Vegan. Ziggy Marley, who has an approximate net worth of $10 million, has launched a vegan CBD line for dogs, aptly titled The Apothecary. The 8-time Grammy winner is the son of well-known musician Bob Marley, and he has teamed up with One Farm, a plant-based wellness brand with the goal to help dogs and support their mental and physical wellness. After experiencing his own joint issues due to an active lifestyle, Ziggy wanted to be sure to support his family's new adopted pup so he could maintain his well-being as well. And Marley isn't the first celeb to back a CBD line. He's following the suit of other star-studded investors, including Travis Barker and Kristen Bell. The devil may wear Prada, but she serves a meatless Met. This September 13th, fashion's finest will celebrate at the annual Costume Institute benefit, aka the Met Gala. This year, the menu is exclusive, and so is its guest list. And the first time the Met Gala has included a fully plant-based menu. The board and the chefs have collaborated with an overarching mission of diversity and inclusion, even as it relates to what's on their plate. And it's not just the fashionistas and the foodies that are embracing the vegan lifestyle. The beauty gurus are doing the same. Kylie Jenner is making a commitment to support the vegan movement by releasing her first vegan makeup line for her 24th birthday. The set is infused with Kylie's vegan formula, which features highlighters, lip serums, gloss, eyeliner, as well as a pressed powder palette. The vegan cosmetics market is reported to be worth $4 billion. And while the concept isn't new, the demand seems stronger than ever. Up next, we have a one-on-one feature interview with Kate Westad, the founder and inventor of the world's first beauty reusable for all your goops, glops, and glam breakthrough product, Palette, the original high fiver. A better way to pack your beauty that has been applauded by the likes of Vogue, Forbes, and E, just to name a few. And it's not just the product we're excited about. We want to raise our glass to female entrepreneurs like Kate, who were recently awarded the Women in Retail Leadership Circle Report as the new next gen, women who have transitioned their careers for a successful second act. Hey fans, welcome back to the Fanvestor Report. I am super excited to welcome Kate Westad to the show. Hey Kate!
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being with us. And more importantly, thank you for my new palette. It is my favorite go-to travel item, ce moment.
OMG. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to chat about it, and I'm so excited to hear what you think.
First of all, let's take a look back at your journey as an entrepreneur, because you had a very creative aha moment that I would love for you to share with our fans.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was talk about turning like a negative into a positive. So I was headed to Paris in the south of France with one of my law school BFFs, and she calls me up. She's like, "Look, work is so crazy. I can't go." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" We had everything reserved. It's the height of vacation season. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going. I'm going by myself. And so I'm a mom of 4. I'm a litigator. I'm a trial attorney. And so I'm of course, last minute, late night packing, even though it's this amazing trip. And I'm looking so forward to it. And I'm looking at all of my containers and my bottles, and I'm like, there is no way all of this is going to fit with all the outfits and the shoes I want to bring. And in this moment, I'm like, you know what I really need? I need a high fiber. And I'm literally this is it's almost like a cartoon, because it's this little bubble. And I see it in my head, and I see the colors, and I see the design, and I even see the name Palette. I'm like, this is what I need. If I just had this, everything would be, so amazing. I could just stash all my goodies and be ready to go. And so that was really the birth of the original high fiber.
So 2 years later, 4 prototypes. What was your journey like as an entrepreneur? You're a full-time mom, a full-time attorney. What did you do to actually make this dream and this business a reality?
This is where I'm really proud of myself because all I had was this vision. I mean, I'm an attorney. I'm an only parent of four. I'm literally taking care of four kids all by myself and working tons of hours, as you can imagine, as a litigator. And so this is where I think just really truly believing in yourself comes into play, and just knowing, like, when you have this strong of a vision, like, I have to find a way to make this happen. And so I mean, I kind of laugh and giggle about it a little now, obviously, like looking back, because, I was just like hell bent and I'm going to do it this way. This is what it needs to look like. This is what, and it's like now I look back and think, okay, well, this isn't very typical. People usually just don't go out and have something made, and don't just invent something and bring it to market on their own. So I kind of giggle because it took a lot of courage. And so to just be like so confident that this is going to work. And as you can imagine, this is actually like in 2018 and 2019. So this isn't even where sustainability is really in the forefront of everyone's mind in a really substantial way. And so for us to launch and then meet sort of sustainability in this moment, it's just been a really crazy journey and really amazing. And I look back now and I think, you know what, I'm so glad I listened to that inner voice. And I'm so glad that I just did what I knew would work.
Looking back as a founder and as an inventor, is there anything you wish you would have known or maybe could have done different on this entrepreneurial journey?
I think the biggest thing for me is like, yes, you want to find people in areas of expertise. Yes, and I've had a lot of help bringing this to market. But at the same time, it's like, I also, looking back now, know and tell people, like, listen to that inner voice, listen to that inner vision, and don't let no one knock you off of that track. And don't think that you're smarter than anyone. Or don't think anyone's smarter than you, rather, because it's like, when you've never done something before, it's so easy to think like they know more than I do, they know better. But when you have that strong vision as an inventor, as a creator, you really need to listen to that and tune everything else out.
Well, fans love this, editors love this, but also the planet loves this. You mentioned just a minute ago sustainability. So let's talk a little bit about the packaging and your initiative and mission with the palette.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I think it's still, when I created this, I was still doing a lot of wish cycling, frankly. I was thinking, where can this tiny little mini, dropper bottle go? Where can I recycle it? And I just I literally had no idea when I came up with this concept that minis and travel size were not getting recycled at all. And here I had been spending years trying to figure out how to be conscious and responsible and recycle all of these minis and travel size, only to realize they're headed to the landfill. And it's simply because when the recycling plants get the tiny minis and travel size, they just don't have the ability to recycle something so small. And the statistic now also, even with full-size beauty products, is that the statistics range between, the low 90% up to, I think, even 98% of full-size beauty products are not actually getting recycled, even though they're recyclable. And so to think that, you can make such a simple swap with a beauty reusable like the High Fiver and eliminate at least those tiny minis and travel size that are absolutely not getting recycled, it just seemed to be such a no-brainer.
Absolutely. And not to mention a space saver. Let's talk about that. I mean, the High Fivers, 5 different products, and how much product does this actually hold?
Yeah, so it does hold about 1.7 ounces per well. Oh, and it can, we have some customers say, well, actually, we think it holds a whole teaspoon. And so right now we've been talking about remeasuring and recalculating, calibrating, because I think it depends on the viscosity of your beauty products and like getting into more sciencey stuff. But it's kind of funny to me because some of the customers are like, you really have to be careful how much you put in this, because if I'm putting in, something that's, quite expensive and I'm only going on a weekend trip, I have to be a little careful. But the great thing about this is you can adjust the amount you put in. You can fill it full. You can put in just what you need for a weekend trip. That way you're not wasting product either, which also lends into, being a conscious consumer and user of beauty products. And I really think that when you offer someone a problem solver, like, you're not just saying, okay, make this swap, but you're going to compromise on problem solving, or you're going to compromise on convenience. I think that sustainability is the new luxury. And then when you offer people, this idea of washability, reusability, and I'm going to ship it to you without a box, without packing material. I'm going to ship it in this tube because you don't have to throw anything away. You don't have to figure out how to recycle, sort of those like nesting dolls in the boxes and figure out where it all goes. So I think when you're offering, a conscious, responsible, luxury-driven beauty consumer, a problem solver like this, and then you're taking the initiative to use recycled plastic, to eliminate tiny, travel bottles and minis and travel size, and then you're thinking about from the beginning to the end, how can I be the most responsible, transparent company? That to me is where luxury is at and where beauty is at, and that the future of beauty is absolutely reusable, and that's what Palette's here to do.
All the praise emojis. I couldn't have said that better. And I love the thought of sustainability really being the new luxury. Yes. I'm just applaud you for your initiative and your mission here at Fanvestor. We always say invest with heart, and clearly you have done exactly that. And in bringing the palette to life, and the high fiber is serving as an example of a solid businesswoman and leader to your children. Like, seriously, all the praise emojis to you, Kate. What's next for you?
Oh my gosh. So this is where I get really excited. I was just telling my sister, I'm like, I have this fantasy. And she's like, okay, do I really want to hear this? I'm like, no, listen. It's like
Paris. No, just kidding.
But yeah, that too. But it's like I have this vision where it's like my hair is like glowing in the wind, like a J-Lo photo shoot. And, I'm sitting in a conference room. There's whiteboards, there's monitors. I have a team, and we are inventing. Because this is just my first invention. Like, I have a whole stable of sub-brands, product lines, inventions, and it's just welling up inside of me. And so I have this fantasy of just inventing and thinking of more purposeful, beauty things, because our whole mission is to make beauty reusable. And I'm just so excited about what we have next. So I think sky's the limit for Palette.
Oh, it really is. And the inventing sounds very exciting. But here at Fanvestor, we like to talk about, investing. So what is the best investment you've ever made?
It circles back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I think a lot of people have really amazing ideas. I think people are super capable, more capable than they realize. And I've spent my professional life advocating and representing and, advocating on behalf of amazing clients for years and years and years. And that's what I dedicated my life to, helping others. And as a lawyer, it was overwhelmingly fulfilling. It was dynamic. It was amazing. My clients were just the absolute best. But for me, now in this phase of my life, it's about investing in myself and believing in myself and knowing that I'm capable and using my full range of talents and abilities. And I think there's so much socialization of being one thing your whole life, and so much socialization about oh, you're getting older, you're going to retire. And you hear fellow lawyers talking about retirement, or you hear people say it's too late for me. It is never too late. And believing in yourself, to me, and your ideas and your visions is the greatest gift you could ever give yourself.
I'll drink to that. Investing in yourself. Thank you for that. Yes. Please share with fans how they can continue to find, follow, support, and of course, shop your product.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for having me. We would love everyone to check us out on palettebypack.com, and then all social is at palettebypack.
Well, thank you, Kate, and we look forward to many more great inventions from you.
I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay well.
The reason why I created Hair Dope is because hair colors are popping everywhere. A lot of people, your favorite rappers, your favorite singers, your favorite artists, whoever, they're dyeing their hair, they're doing things like that, and this is a world full of color, so I feel like I want to feel like everyone can express themselves through my color. Well, to me, the importance of entrepreneurship is having a career that's longevity. You know, a lot of people jump into the game and into careers of being an entrepreneur and not having longevity in what they're doing. So that's what I really feel like. You have to put your all into it. It has to be from the heart. You have to have longevity. You have to be able to stay in and stay active.
Welcome back to the Fanvestor Report. This episode is dedicated to better living, sustainability, and wellness. So, on that note, let's continue the conversation over an oat latte. In 2020, the vegan market surpassed a $1 billion valuation and is expected to grow 11.4% in the next 5 years. Gordon Ramsay, who is widely known for his beef Wellington, is the new GOAT. The celebrity chef, who has an approximate net worth of $63 million, is the face of the new vegan oat milk campaign, which stands for the greatest of all time. After some encouragement from his kids, Chef is now cooking more plant-based dishes at home and in his restaurants. And he says he's loving the silk oat milk for both sweet and savory recipes. American actress and vegan activist Alicia Silverstone is also publicly endorsing the brand. During March of 2020, plant-based milk skyrocketed by 476.7%, with dollar sales continuing to rise this past year. Hollywood actress and mogul mother Jessica Biel also has a passion for plant-based brands. Biel joined forces with Jeremy Adams to create Kinder Farms to make better plant-based wellness products for kids. The co-founders are both parents who are looking for products that were effective but not full of artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners that are usually found in those products. Kinder Farms is specifically specializing in non-toxic and free of all artificial ingredients. Their signature wellness hydration drink is similar to Pedialyte, but an alternative for kids with fewer chemicals and artificial ingredients. Best-selling author and wellness advocate Gene Stone will join us next to share his insights from his latest book, 72 Reasons to be Vegan. Stone is the author, co-writer, or ghostwriter of 50 books, reaching millions of readers with important ideas about how to live, work, and thrive. He's taken a wide variety of subjects, but recently he focused on new approaches to wellness and nutrition, especially the benefits of a plant-based diet, as well as animal protection. Keep it here.
Excellent.
Hey fans, welcome back to the Fanvestor Report. I couldn't be more excited to introduce you to our very special guest today, Gene Stone. Hi, Gene.
Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, we're so grateful that you were here with us virtually, of course, at the Fanvestor studio. So congratulations, first of all, on the release of yet another incredible book, 72 Reasons to be Vegan.
Thank you. I think this is my 50th book, so this is my anniversary.
And what did you do to celebrate? A 50th anniversary is huge. Congratulations.
I bought a new watch.
Oh, are you wearing that watch today?
Actually, I'm wearing my very favorite, my good luck charm. This is a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso. It's that wonderful watch that you actually get two watches. I always wear it during an interview.
I love that. And I've seen you wear that in other interviews before. Now, some fans might not realize you are a watch aficionado. Tell us a little bit about the investment you've made into this collection.
Well, watches actually are a terrific investment. If, for instance, you bought a Patek Philippe World Timer back maybe 15 years ago for, I don't know, maybe $25,000, that watch would probably be worth something like $100,000. And people who've been following watches, the Rolex Daytona, know that those things, the Paul Newman Daytonas, have been going through the roof. If you really know what you're doing, watches can be actually not only just a beautiful thing to have on your wrist, but an extremely good investment.
What was the first watch you were ever given?
Oh, given, that would have been the Timex my parents gave me when I was 16, which of course I broke like a week later.
And do you have a particular favorite? I know you're wearing this one for good luck that you wear in all your interviews, but do you have a go-to right now?
That's like saying, do you have a favorite child? I just love them all so much. I am particularly a fan of Jaeger LeCoultre, IWC, and I love Audemars. I have a terrific Royal Oak, which I wear whenever I go out to a sporting event. You kind of wear the right watch for the right time. But I'm also a big vintage guy, and you could get a beautiful glycine watch from the 1950s that looks just like a Patek, but you can buy it for $1,000. Again, I don't tell people just to go wildly out and look at watches and buy things. If you do some real research, though. You can get great bargains and things that actually appreciate. So not only do you get to wear something wonderful, it's like the equivalent of wearing stocks on your wrist.
Fans, you heard it here. Now is the time. See what I did there, Gene?
Time, got it.
Got it. Well, let's get into the investment you've made into your personal health and wellness. We know you are a big advocate in the vegan movement, but that wasn't always the case. Tell us about your personal journey that brought you to where you are today.
Well, oddly enough, when I go on these panels and people talk why they went vegan, they'll talk about things like concern for the animals or their health or trying to do better for the world. I got into it for money. And the reason is that I got a phone call. I do a lot of ghostwriting. A lot of my books are written with other people. And I got a phone call from my agent many years ago, maybe 2005, saying he had this new client who was a firefighter in Texas. And would I want to do a book with him? And I said, probably not. I don't know. Why would I do that? And he said, no, this guy's amazing. He's a vegan who got his whole firehouse to go vegan. And if you know anything about firefighters, they're probably the least vegan people in the world. They're like steak and ice cream. So I met this guy, Rip Esselstyn, and he's now like, one of my best friends. And we wrote this book called The Engine 2 Diet. And that book became enormously successful. We did 2 other books. But in doing the book, I've always believed in participatory journalism. So I thought, well, if I'm writing a book about veganism, I should, just try it. And so I did. And it's one of those things, this has probably happened to you many times in life. When you take a chance, you try something new, and then it actually becomes a part of who you are. And it became a part of who I am.
But you mentioned the money. So did you realize that you were saving money being vegan?
No, this was actually my career. So in other words, what happened is that this was going to be a book that actually ended up making me a great deal of money.
Got it.
Bestseller. But I will say that when I became vegan so many years ago, a lot of people said, oh, well, vegan's just for really rich people, nobody else can afford it. The fact of the matter is, being vegan saves you money because the essentials of a vegan diet, rice, beans, fruits, vegetables, it is so much cheaper than buying steak and lobster or whatever else. And even in terms of fast food, a lot of people will say, well, they don't have the money for a fancy dinner. They go to McDonald's. There are now so many things like the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Burger, which you can get at fast food places. Veggie Grill out here in California. You can go there, get a really great vegan meal for $5.
And celebs have really led the charge on that. We know specifically DiCaprio is one of the lead investors in Beyond Meat. How much do you think that celebrities and their personal investments have really helped pave the way, and especially Americans embracing veganism?
That's a good question. And there are a lot of celebrities who have invested a great deal of money. I think a little more money has come from Silicon Valley, from Bill Gates, from the people from Google. There's just so much tech money that's flowing into all of these new foods, again, Impossible, Beyond Burger. But then there are all these other things that are being developed in laboratories all across the Bay Area and in California that are going to replace, we think, the meats that come from cows and sheep, et cetera.
That is absolutely incredible. What other aspects do you think, beyond just for your own personal health and wellness, will really help amplify the continued and exponential growth of veganism?
Well, it's really been amazing, the amount of people. I think when I started, I always felt like there were 8 people who were vegans or something like that. The last survey I saw said there are 9.6 million vegans in America now. And this is being propelled in part because of health. There's so many studies now that say that if you want to take care of yourself, in fact, if you want to save money because you're not going to go to the doctor as often and you're not going to have as many routine tests, you should be vegan. Animal protection, because people really care about animals more and more. I think YouTube has done this extraordinary job of letting us see not only how beautiful animals are, but going behind the scenes at slaughterhouses and things we don't really want to talk about right now. And then there's also the environment. I'm finding that when I give talks, the people, I would say pretty much under the age of 30 in the audience, they're motivated by the environment. And so they become vegan because they feel like they want to leave a better world. They want it for themselves and they want it for their children.
That's so important. Here at Fanvestor, our mission is to, as we say, invest with heart. And we really recognize and appreciate so many millennials who are choosing more of a sustainable lifestyle, including embracing veganism. What do you think is the best investment you've ever made? That could be financial, personal, into your wellness. What is that for you?
Well, in all honesty, I'm just going to have to say that in 2009, when the market was really bad, I don't know, I'm not that smart a guy, and I'm not a great investor necessarily, but I bought Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft, and I have to say, it's been an amazing ride. The market has just been so extraordinary for those companies. So I basically, I think more than heptupled my money in the market. So you want to really be careful. Obviously, you want to balance your bonds and your stocks. But when your stocks keep flying high, it's you don't have that same balance.
Well, what a way to celebrate that incredible investment you've made, which also allows you to really amplify, your mission, right? And what is that? Because you've lent your voice to so many powerful movements, politically, in health and wellness, in veganism. What is it, though, that you are committed to, Gene?
Right now, one of the great advantages of having made some money in the stock market is it's lessened the need to make money from the other things I really care about. So for me, what I really do care about now is a whole food, plant-based diet. I care very much about animals. I really care about health. Obviously, the environment is a huge concern. I think any time in life when you're able to take your passion and then make it also your work, you're just very, very lucky. So right now, the thing I care most about is also the thing that I derive my income from.
How would you recommend fans embark on a journey to becoming vegan or embracing some changes, even if they're small in their lifestyle?
Well, I don't tell people to go cold turkey. I don't yell at them for having a piece of meat. What we try to do, my co-author Kathy Freston and I on 72 Reasons to Be Vegan, what we do is we just tell people to try to crowd out the meat. In other words, if you keep having more fruits, more vegetables, more legumes, more whole grains, if you keep adding those to your diet, maybe you'll stop eating as much meat. Maybe you won't have as much dairy. So the idea is basically the more you can increase the plant-based foods, the less you'll want the animal-based foods. So I would tell people just eat more of fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. And if you can, eat less meat and see where that takes you. I do find that the more people that they do that, the better they feel.
Among these 72 reasons, some of which were very unexpected to me, including better sex.
I don't know how graphic you want to get, but there's been a lot of work that shows that because when you are plant-based, the blood flows in your body much better. And of course, as you probably know, blood flow is essential to good sex for both men and women's sex organs.
What are some other unexpected benefits?
Well, I think a lot of them are obvious in the sense of we know about the environment and health. But I think that, I think you mentioned it before, clean skin, your skin cleans up. As far as other ones that are unexpected, my favorite one that isn't in the book is I have a friend who's really into science fiction, and he became vegan. He, by the way, is one of the world's great watch repairers. He runs one of the major brands' watch repair shops. He became vegan because he thought if a UFO landed on Earth and they saw us eating animals, either they would be so disgusted they would leave, or they would eat us.
Well, that's a better reason than most.
That's always been my favorite.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Gene. We so appreciate you. Tell us, what's next for you?
I'm actually working right now with a guy who has started the American Prairie Reserve, which is the nation's largest land conservancy. It's up in Montana. It's 1.5 million acres. He's raised $250 million. This is larger than Yellowstone. His story is extraordinary. So I would urge people to look at the American Prairie Reserve and maybe actually go up and visit it. It's a beautiful place in Montana.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. I will certainly add it to my bucket list. How can fans continue to follow and support you, Gene?
My website, genestone.com. Go to the website, take a look, send me anything you'd like to talk about. I respond to people's letters, and I'm always trying to help people, coach them on their journey into a plant-based diet.
And of course, fans can purchase the book, 72 Reasons to be Vegan, on Amazon.
Or anywhere else.
Or anywhere else. Thank you, Gene. We're so grateful for you. Stay well. Take care. And don't forget,
Bye-bye.
invest with heart.
Yes, I will always remember.
Cheers.
We're all fans of something or someone, investing our time and loyalty, but getting little in return. Well, it's about to change forever with Fanvestor, a platform that lets you get in on celebrity businesses early on, buy shares of their new startups, support a charity and new product drops, and share once-in-a-lifetime experiences with them.
What's up, it's Westad here, and we're launching Masa with Fanvestor to offer a limited edition, perks, products, and experience to my fans.
Here's how it works. Go to fanvestor.com. Choose an opportunity you want to get in on. Click here and there, and you're done. Go check your email for the investor's certificate. And don't forget to check back often for updates on your new business investment. It's official now. Celebrate your support with an experience. Go 10 rounds in the gym with Amare. Get a matching tattoo with Super Dope Q. Or get on FaceTime and hang out by the pool with DJ Khaled. After all, you're more than a fan now. You're a Fanvestor.
Hey fans, back on the court, Chris Paul, the NBA 9-time All-Star, has been on his vegan journey since 2019, and he believes that being vegan has increased his overall health and performance on and off the court, including his portfolio of investments. Paul's investment portfolio holds over $5 million in just vegan brands. Let's take a closer look. Paul is an investor in Beyond Meat, and now also the plant-based nutrition shake brand Koya. Paul wants to support underserved communities and provide them with Koya's nutrition shakes. His good friend Jay-Z recently put in $3 million into the vegan cheese brand Misha's Kind Foods. Jay-Z and Paul's investment will also help develop new products and produce more products for retailers and the communities. And speaking of Jay-Z, we now know he is a fan of nuggets too. The Grammy Award-winning artist and entrepreneur has an estimated net worth of $1.4 billion, and he has invested $250 million of that in the plant-based brand Simulate. MVP invested into the brand led by the Reddit co-founder Alexi Ohanen's venture firm 776, which raised approximately $50 million. Simulate is now valued at $250 million and is focusing on chicken from plants. Special thanks to Jay-Z and this new funding, which will be used to create and protect the intersection of technology and nutrition. Hey fans, thanks so much for checking out this week's episode of the Fanvestor Report. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this video podcast on all the platforms, and be sure to invest with heart. Also, special thanks to our guests, Gene Stone and Kate Westad.